Papal statements. The Pope is so great of dignity and so exalted that he is not a mere man, but as it were God, and the vicar of God. The Pope is called most holy because he is rightfully presumed to be such. Actually, he's just a human like the rest of us. And this current Pope is, well, yesterday he was in the hospital. He's not doing well at this moment. He is likewise the divine monarch and supreme emperor and king of kings. That's a title for Jesus. Hence, the Pope is crowned with the triple crown as king of heaven and of earth and of the lower regions. So he's king of the earth, he's king of hell, he's also king of heaven. Thought God was. We're going to find out they believe they can tell God what to do in heaven. The Pope is, as it were, God on earth, sole sovereign of the faithful of Christ, chief king of kings, having plenitude of power. If Jesus is the king of kings, well, the Pope's the chief one. The Pope is not only the representative of Jesus Christ, he is Jesus Christ himself, hidden under the veil of the flesh. Now, these aren't my statements. These aren't statements from a Protestant. These are from the papal system, each and every one of them, just using their own words. Here's a picture of Pope Benedict. Remember it said he would be sitting in the temple as if he were God? Okay. In the Old Testament, God's throne in the temple was called the mercy or judgment seat on the Ark of the Covenant. What's on both sides of the mercy seat? 2 golden angels. What's on both sides of the Pope? 2 golden angels. In Revelation, you have a throne scene. And it's the great white throne judgment scene. Also, in another throne scene, you have 4 living creatures around the throne. There you have a great white throne with 4 living men on the upper platform. They took Old and New Testament imagery and put the Pope on God's throne. That would be blasphemy to me. Rebutting a belief widely shared by Protestants and a growing number of Roman Catholics, Pope John Paul II on Tuesday dismissed the widespread idea that one can obtain forgiveness directly from God and exhorted Catholics to confess more often to their priest. Why would you need to go to a priest for your forgiveness? Here it is in a Catholic book. Seek where you will, through heaven and earth, and you will find but one created being who can forgive the sinner, who can free him from the chains of hell. That extraordinary being is the priest. The Roman Catholic priest. Yes, beloved brethren, the priest raises his hand, he pronounces the word of absolution, and in an instant, quick as a flash of light, the chains of hell are burst asunder, and the sinner becomes a child of God. So great is the power of the priest that the judgments of heaven itself are subject to his decision. They can tell God what to do. In other words, if a priest forgives you, God can't say no. If a priest refuses to forgive you, God cannot forgive you. That's pretty handy for a priest. Even if somebody is very corrupt, give me enough money and I'll forgive you, and God has to forgive you. How do you think they built St. Peter's? It was called indulgences, and that's exactly what they were doing. Oh, I don't like you. Forget it. I'm not going to give you forgiveness. You're stuck. God can't forgive you now. And that stuff's happened. Do you think all priests are pure and holy? You ever heard of all the abuses in the system? By the way, I don't care which church you're a part of, don't ever give your leaders that kind of power, because no human can handle that power, only God can. If you put them up on too high of a pedestal, it will destroy your leaders because they're human.